On Osrc News at 7, Ondo State Government highlights critical need for gender equality at Osrc NUJ Chapel Circuit. ODSG cracks down on unauthorized structures in forest reserves. Federal government extends application deadline for recruitment exercise. And from the foreign scene, at least 16 dead, many missing as flash floods devastate Port City. Good evening, welcome to Osrc News at 7. My name is Odunayo Sawyer. In line with Ondo State Government Ease Agenda, the Special Advisor on Women Affairs, Dr. Shehu Osamaye, has underscored the critical need for gender equality and women's empowerment. At a program circuit organized by the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Osrc Orange FM Chapel in Akure, Osamaye emphasized that achieving these goals requires a collective commitment from all stakeholders. An event which focused on pivotal issues driving women's empowerment, Osamaye called for immediate action from political leaders to address these pressing challenges before they escalate further. Osrc's Abidemi Akintoye covered the event, and the report is presented from our studio.
Circuit is an initiative of the NUJ Osrc Orange FM Chapel, where leaders from both public and private sectors present their scorecard. The program is also designed to set agenda for decision makers. This time, the NUJ Osrc Orange FM Chapel hosted its monthly program, Circuit, featuring Dr. Shehu Osamaye, the Special Advisor to Ondo State Governor Ayedatiwa on Women Affairs. During the presentation titled Championing Change, the role of women in shaping Ondo State's future, Dr. Osamaye reeled off her achievements and outlining a vision for gender equality.
You must be willing to take the risk. So I took my time to understand the organization. When I got into the ministry, I understood the way they do things, and I realized that they are laid back people. If you don't push them, they won't be pushed. When I got there, the atmosphere was not even friendly everywhere. So that very day, I said, get me some people. Let's break down all these trees. If you have been there before and you go there now, you'll be amazed at how beautiful that place is now. And people follow what they see their leader do. Once they know that her leader is diligent, the followers will what? Be diligent. So if you are a director here, lead by action. So as you are communicating the positive, also act the positive.
She emphasized the importance of equal rights for women and urged society to actively participate in advancing women's causes.
We are going to be coming up with the Bridge the Gap initiative next week, because we realize that we want to empower our women, we want to provide skill acquisition training for them, and we understand that all of them cannot come from across the state to Akure. You cannot ask somebody from Ibadan to come to Akure, for instance. You cannot ask somebody from Ikaria to come here and be trained. So what we are doing under the Bridge the Gap initiative is to partner with all our state House of Assembly members, so that in their various constituencies, we will provide the center for them. We'll get institutes that has existing materials for training, and then we just invite the MHAs, the House of Assembly members, to identify women from their constituents. So they come for the trainings, and after the trainings, they are the ones to provide them with startup capital. Simple, and then the job is done. So somebody in the government can also be trained. Bridge the gap, because government cannot do it alone. The other two initiatives is an initiative of Governor Lucky Orimiso Ayedatiwa. You know, during the campaign, Many people as well can see that it's not just for campaign. At least election is over. When we say we are giving women money, and in the end they started receiving money. In fact, the beautiful thing I was most happy about for me is the petty traders. Those ones in aprons, I wouldn't know they were there that day, but you could see how joyful they were. It's because most of these women do not even know any politician. If they don't know us, we don't know them. We follow strictly the governor's instruction.
The chairman of NUJ Osrc Orange FM Chapel, Odwan Soya, reinforced the need to uplift and empower women within the community.
As we reflect on the recent unveiling of the Odatiwa Women Initiatives grant by our governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, it is clear that our state is taking substantial steps towards addressing the challenges faced by women. This initiative aims to support 1,000 low-income women, providing them with the financial resources necessary to thrive in their businesses and contribute meaningfully to our economy. Governor Aiyedatiwa's commitment to prioritizing women's welfare is not just commendable, it is essential for fostering a society where every woman can realize her potential. Today, we are privileged to have Dr. Shehu Osamaye, the Special Advisor to the Governor of Women Affairs, who will share her insights and experiences on how we can collectively champion change. Her leadership in promoting gender equality and empowering women in Ondo State is a testament to what can be achieved when we come together as a shared vision.
The Director General of OSRC, Mr. Kenneth Odushola Stevenson, acknowledged the vital role women play in societal development.
Sometimes I talk about women. Women, every one of us here are a product of a woman, one way or the other. And therefore, we must always give it to them for women to have been able to go through what they're going through and still achieve greatness. For me, I believe that the week and the celebration of women this time is very significant in this state, because for the first time, truly she's always been, I guess has always been an inspiration to many. After was about the passion for Ondo State, the passion for women, and how the women can take their rightful places. Because it is not about, for me as a person, it's not about affirmative action. What a man can do, a woman can do better.
The interactive session allowed NUJ members to engage with Dr. Osamaye on various state government programs and policies. Participants expressed enthusiasm for future editions of circuits, looking forward for more robust discussions with different personalities in upcoming programs.
And the Ondo State government has begun asphalt overlay of some major roads in the Ondo State capital. A visit to Osrc showed that asphalt overlay and construction work is underway. The road, which connects Sararomi, Odokoyi, and Isola community, is expected to improve connectivity and ease transportation. The road construction is part of Ondo State government's commitment to reconstructing 15 township roads across the state. Residents commended the government for this development, saying this initiative will ease transportation difficulties and boost economic activities in the area.
Amuru weru amuru jona amuru sebe etare ayere asun ayere ada nkari ya bebe si ba ki kuku ba laja ki se biriji ni ayere asun esa ni ma fo ere ori omi la ya tu ojo sodise ko du president lala ole easily ni lai dibo
ìyàtọ̀ wà o because lẹ́nu ìgbà tí àfikí wà níbẹ̀ àti ó ti ayédàtiwa òun ló ṣe iṣẹ́ kó tó di pé wọ́n dìbò wọ́n tún dìbò tán wọ́n tún ṣe swine fún in fact ọlọ́run á máa fún ṣe because ohun tó ṣe ó ń yàrá lẹ́nu.
The House of Representatives says it has secured the commitment of 7 oil companies to settle the sum of $37.4 million account before August 2025. In a statement, House of Representatives spokesman Akinrotimi said the companies made the pledge amid the ongoing investigation by the Public Accounts Committee of the House of Representatives. He said this commitment follows the committee's scrutiny of financial records from the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC), which flagged significant lapses in royalty payments and reconciliation processes across the sector. According to him, the pledged repayment forms part of a 9 trillion naira outstanding liability queried by the Auditor General of the Federation in its 2021 report submitted to the National Assembly. The debts, some of which have accrued over a period of 4 years, he said, highlights long-standing revenue leakages in the oil and gas sector. And up ahead on the news, Ondo State government cracks down on unauthorized structures in forest reserves, and the federal government has extended application deadline for civil service recruitment. These and more after the break. Don't go away. Thank you for rejoining us on Osrc News at 7. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.tv and on YouTube. You can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. The Ondo State government has warned farmers on the dangers of erecting illegal structures within government forest reserves. This awareness campaign aims to curb the growing trend of unauthorized constructions in the reserves. Authorities have warned that violators will face strict penalties as the government remains committed to enforcing policies that protect the state's natural resources. Osrc's Blessing Obe reports.
Farmers from across Ondo State are here for a crucial sensitization meeting on the regulation of structures within government forest reserves, organized by the Ondo State Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry. The meeting focuses on the importance of registering all structures within the reserves. Authorities emphasize that any illegal structures would attract fines and other sanctions. The Senior Special Assistants to the Governor on Agriculture and Agribusiness, Wemimo Akinshola, reassure the farmers that the initiative is meant to support their activities, not to create conflict.
In the first place, you're not supposed to put structures in the forest. So if there are structures there, they should be at least made as temporary as possible, and pay the fine or pay comfort to the government on government deciding what to do with that. But really, advice is we should try and be law-abiding. Once we give opportunity to use the forest, if it's for our crops, then we know we have to do those crops, not a cash crop that's going to take the land down and tie you down to that land for a long time. That's one of the issues. We need to start talking and educating ourselves about these moves.
Also speaking, the Permanent Secretary of Forestry and Produce, Segun Odunsoya, alongside the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, Foluke Tunde Daramola, stressed that all structures within the reserves must be properly registered. They noted that the initiative is aimed at generating revenue for the government.
What we are trying to do in the forest Yes, we have a lot of problems there. We are trying to resolve the problem between the farmers and the investors. We are looking at a situation where the farmers should be protected, investors will also be protected. That is why we are here today. And we are telling them that illegal structures, farmers are not supposed to build any illegal structure, any structure.
To ensure compliance, the government has engaged consultants who will oversee the documentation and registration process for all structures within the forest reserves.
We have put all the machinery in place and we deploy our boys with the gadget we have put in place to get the work done. So I believe we will get a good result.
In response, the farmers welcomed the initiative and pledged their cooperation.
It's a good development because unlike before that, the task force, the enforcement agents, people, they used to destroy the legal structure inside government reserve. But now the government is giving opportunity to erect structure, as in the one that we read before, that they will not demolish it, that we should be paying something like fine on it so that they will allow us to stay there. So it's a good, welcome development.
The government said the registration will commence soonest, and any illegal structures built without proper documentation will face strict penalties. Blessing Obi, Osrc News.
On the national scene, the federal government has extended the application deadline for the federal civil service recruitment to March 17, 2025. This decision follows widespread complaints from citizens about difficulties accessing the recruitment portal, which was initially announced on January 27, 2025, offering over 70 positions across various ministries and agencies. Spokesperson for the Federal Civil Service colleges, while trying to register, saying the extension aims to accommodate those who were unable to complete the applications before the original deadline of March 10, 2025. He added that updated information regarding the recruitment can be found on the FCSC website and in several newspapers, and encouraged qualifiable vacancies. Former Kaduna State Governor and founding member of the All Progressives Congress (APC), Nasir El-Rufai, has confirmed his resignation from the ruling party. El-Rufai announced his defection to the Social Democratic Party (SDP) in a post on his verified Facebook page. The former governor said he had submitted his resignation letter from the APC to his ward in Kaduna and had concluded consultations with his mentors, colleagues and loyalists before making the decision. El-Rufai accused the party's leadership of ignoring internal concerns and stifling its democratic structures. The former governor, who played a key role in the APC's victories in 2015, 2019 and 2023, said he could no longer remain in a party that has castrated its organs and treated its membership with contempt. He added that as a member of the SDP, he would work to unite opposition parties to challenge the APC in future elections, including the 2027 general election. Meanwhile, the chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State, Tony Okocha, has called on the state governor, Siminalayi Fubara, to resign or face impeachment. Okocha made the call while describing the invitation of the 27th Fubara as a great gift. He said the party had resolved to take a firm stance against the governor, whom he said has not only flouted the law, but also disrespected President Bola Tinubu, who had intervened in the political crisis in the state with an 8-point agenda, most of which the governor failed to implement. Okocha noted that the party would not stand idly by while the governor, allegedly in his words, ran the state aground with his style of governance. The APC chairman said the governor's continued stay in office could lead to political instability. Troops of Operation Hardin Kai have rescued 75 civilians from Zambeza forest in Borno State. During their handover to the Borno State government in Maiduguri, the general officer commanding 7th Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Shaibu, stated that the rescued individuals comprised 7 adult males, 34 women, and 34 children. The GOC said they were rescued during a clearance operation carried out by the 21 Special Armored Brigade and the 199 Special Forces Battalion under Operation Desert Sanity 4 in Zambeza Forest. He further noted that the rescued individuals had received medical and psychological support. Receiving the victims on behalf of the state government, the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Zuwaira Gambo, commended the troops for their bravery in the fight against insurgency. The United States Police Command has arrested 11 youths involved in a violent clash which left 2 persons injured from gunshot wounds. The youths and the secondary school students were fighting at the Chaichania area of Kaduna Road, Suleja, over a girl led by one Umar Idris of the same area. During the incident, gunshots were heard from different directions which hit 2 victims on their laps, both 10 and 11 years. The spokesman for the United States Police Command, Wasiu Abiodun, who confirmed the clash in a statement, said 11 suspects were arrested for thuggery and breach of public peace. The PPRO indicated that an investigation was being intensified for necessary action and that further development will be made known to the public. Moving on to the foreign scene, Israel's war on Gaza has been devastating for the education of hundreds of thousands of Palestinian children, but there is a glimmer of hope, with the United Nations saying many of them have now signed up for its remote learning program. Adewumi Taiwo completes the story.
Once filled with students, these classrooms now stand in ruins, with 85% of schools in Gaza reduced to rubble. Education has been forced online. But in places where electricity is scarce and internet access unreliable, distance learning is a battle of its own. Miriam is one of the thousands of students whose future now hangs by a thread, yet her determination to keep learning remains unshaken.
I'm studying now through e-learning. I use my mom's phone to review my math, science, and English lessons, but I struggle to get internet access, so I try to save all my lessons in case I lose connection.
According to the UN Refugee Agency UNRWA, 260,000 students in Gaza have joined a distance learning program, but without stable electricity or proper devices, many are left behind. For families now, education is a privilege not to write. With no formal classrooms, teachers record lessons on mobile phones and share them through WhatsApp when the internet allows.
رمز حمض الهيدروكلوريك HCl.
Uzam Musle, a teacher in Gaza, has returned the remains of his home into a makeshift recording studio.
إذا في عنا حمض الهيدروكلوريك HCl رمزه. والله أنت بتعرف إنه الحرب.
The war has destroyed many aspects of life, and education has taken the hardest hit. I'm doing my best to revive it using what little remains of my home, but I face countless challenges: lack of equipment, no electricity, and battery shortages. I rely on solar panels, but when it's cloudy or raining, even that fails.
Adewumi Taiwo, OSRC News.
Argentina's President Javier Milei has declared a period of mourning after a flash flood in the port city of Bahia Blanca killed at least 16 people, with more still missing. The president's office announced that the country would mark 3 days of national mourning over the tragedy which came after the port city of Bahia Blanca. The statement did not say when the mourning period would begin. The deadly floods struck on Friday when a year's worth of rain, estimated to be 260 millimeters, fell in a matter of hours in and around Bahia Blanca, a major port city south of Buenos Aires. Economy Minister Luis Caputo, in a statement on X, noted that the government had authorized 10 billion pesos of financial aid for Bahia Blanca, home to 300,000 residents. And before we go on the news tonight, another look at the major stories. Ondo State government has highlighted the critical need for gender equality and women's empowerment. These highlights by the Special Advisor on Women Affairs in Ondo State, Dr. Osrc, came during the circuit program organized by the Nigerian Union of Journalists, OSRC, Orange FM in Chapel in Akure. Osrc called for immediate action from political leaders to address these pressing challenges. The Ondo State government has cracked down on illegal structures within Forest Reserve. They noted that violators will face strict penalties. And we informed you that the federal government has extended the application deadline for the Federal Civil Service recruitment to March 17, 2024. This March 17, 2025, I beg your pardon, this decision follows complaints